Cathy Stewart in Dorset, Vermont. We're at the Rising Sun Maintenance Company, and I'm here to talk to Dave Lawrence about kiln-dried firewood.
Correct.
Dave, tell us about kiln-dried firewood.
Well, kiln-dried firewood has come a long way through the recent years. It's a very important part of our natural resource that we can provide for the community now. There's many advantages of obviously having kiln-dried firewood. One of the big advantages is it is insect-free, so it meets all the state requirements for the insect infestation. It also creates very little ash. When you're burning it, you get a lot more BTUs for your burn time versus the green or seasoned wood. You can get a lot more heat out of less wood.
And what you're saying is it's a very clean burn, right?
A very clean burn. You have a lot less buildup in your chimney. Sometimes sometimes no buildup. A good hot fire is always best for your chimney.
How does the cost compare for a cord of kiln-dried firewood as opposed to green wood that you have to season over a year or so?
Right, the seasoned wood or green wood, let's start there, typically will have 50% or more moisture. And if you go to the seasoned wood, which would have as much as 35% moisture, kiln-dried wood, as advertised by many companies, will offer 20% or less. Typically our wood is more like 10 to 15%. Cost-wise, I would say averages are $200 to $250 for green, $250 to $285 for seasoned, and kiln-dried wood can be as I would say anywhere from $300 on up to $400.
So it is a little more expensive, but it may be worth it in the end in maintenance and lack of insects. I know we have those invasive, the emerald borer ash or
emerald ash borer.
Thank you.
Also, with the kiln-dried wood, it's free of insects, as I said, but also because it goes through heat treating process, it'd be free of fungus and any mold spores.
And you deliver to the surrounding area?
We deliver in the surrounding area. We deliver actually everywhere. There is a slight bit of cost involved to go in the outer areas. We go out of state because we are certified to go across state lines. Our wood sometimes goes to New York City area, goes over to New York State in the Lake George area, goes Chittenden County, Rutland County, up over in the Stratton area towards Brattleboro. So we kind of cover a lot of ground. When we start, as you can see behind us, we process the wood from log length. From there, it goes into half-quart baskets, and from the end of the processing part, it goes right into the kiln. There are 12 baskets in the kiln. They receive probes. We drill holes into the wood to monitor the temperatures, and all the temperatures are recorded every 10 minutes to satisfy the heat treating process. The wood has to reach a minimum of 140 degrees for the heat treating process to start. And then from that point, it will go approximately 27 to 30 hours to finish the cycle. And the heat treating process, the minimum temperature has to reach and exceed 160 degrees for a core temperature for a minimum of 75 minutes to satisfy the state requirements for the insects. And then after that, it's just removing moisture. We will typically remove about 100 gallons, plus or minus, depending on species of wood, which is equivalent to almost 800 to 1,000 gallons of sap or water, if you will, per cord of wood. So your cord of wood is going to weigh approximately, could be as much as 1,000 pounds less coming back out. So it does remove a lot of moisture. You spend a lot of people who burn seasoned wood or green wood are still burning a lot of moisture out of the wood, which is taking a lot of energy, and you're losing a lot of heat. And then after the process is done, it goes to a cool down cycle for about an hour. And then, as we showed earlier, we bring the baskets out and they get loaded up for delivery. We also bundle our wood, which we take into our shop, bundle it up, and then it goes into stores, local stores up and down the state, as well as out of state as well, for the people who just want the evening fire or the weekenders. And that's about it. Pretty good process.
Thank you, David.
Thank you very much.